What smaller fighters have beaten him? Can you name any?
Pro boxing fans here in London. It's fight week with me, Sahni. Dev, firstly, how are you? How's things?
I'm all right, mate. I'm good. It's mad, isn't it? It's like we're going to be in Saudi next week. We've got this show beforehand. Brilliant cracker at York Hall on Saturday, but it's just busy. So I'm loving it. But it's crazy.
Let's talk about this card. The return of Denzel Bentley. I know I spoke to Denzel. I said it's a return. It seems like a little while back. A lot's happened since he last fought. There's been a lot of fights happening in between. And he said to me at the time, listen, my mind wasn't clear. He said it over there on the top table as well. This time around, do you expect to see the Denzel that we know pre-Haney fight?
I think so. I mean, he seems in a great place. As he keeps pointing out, this isn't just like a comeback fight or a him rebuilding fight. It's a proper fight, and he's right to point that out because it's a fight that could have been made anyway, regardless of the whole Nathan Heaney result. If he'd have beaten Nathan Heaney, maybe he would have fought Danny Dignum, who's only lost to Janibek. So it's a proper fight. Am I expecting a better Denzel Bentley than what we saw against Nathan Heaney? Yeah. But only based on what he's telling us. He didn't say anything beforehand about, his head was all over the place. His might be all over the place this time. We don't know. So you find out on the night, and hopefully we see that Denzel Bentley, who's done great things at York Hall. I'm sure he'll be open to do that. Danny Dignum's a proper fighter, and sounds like he's putting pressure on himself, saying about if I lose, I'm going to retire. These are heavy words soon. Like, I was quite surprised to hear him talking like that. He'd have only lost to Bentley and Janibek. That's not bad company to lose in. So he's putting a lot of pressure on himself, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think Denzel said on that top table that Danny Dignum's a better fighter than Nathan Heaney, so he expects to expect a better fight in general. Do you believe that's the case? That you've seen a bit of Danny and Nathan. Would you put it up to that maybe Danny's a tougher fight for Denzel?
Find out on Saturday. As it stands, Nathan Heaney has a win over Denzel Bentley. And that's a very, very, very impressive win to have in the middleweight division. So I don't know. I don't really know what we'd learn on Saturday if Denzel Bentley just knocks out Danny Dignum. Does that mean Danny Dignum's better than Nathan Heaney? It's a tough boxing maths puzzle that I'm not even going to try and solve.
Archie Sharp's back on the card as well. He fought late last year, if I'm right. Let's talk to me about Archie. Obviously, he was up there, going towards the top, and things seem to just slow down a bit. He seems to be getting a bit more fights now. But what can we expect from Archie this year?
He's been trained by Roy Jones Jr. for the last year or so, which is, I think that's a huge endorsement of his talent. If Roy Jones Jr., one of the best fighters of all time, is deciding I'm going to spend some of my time with Archie Sharp, it's quite something. So clearly Roy Jones rates him. We rate him at Queensberry. He's 24-0 now. He's highly ranked. He's been higher ranked previously. He thinks he can mix it at the very, very top class and be in there with the likes of the champions right now. I'd quite like to see him fight Ryan Garner. Should Ryan Garner come through, I think if Archie beats Ryan Garner, that gets people excited. Similarly, if Ryan Garner beats Archie Sharp, it gets people excited. Especially if Ryan Garner beats Liam Dillon and then beats Archie Sharp. We need to see fights like that, and hopefully we see them. As much as he's just having a comeback fight on Saturday. A kind of a tough Argentinian that he should show his skills against, but it feels like Ryan Garner would be a great fight after, should he come through.
That fight in Garner and Dillon, that's a very, very good fight. Yeah, I think so.
That's why you can't really say fight Garner after, because Garner's in deep. He's in against the guy who's only lost to Bellew in his last fight. Proper fighter. So if we're talking about that fight, it's a tough fight to call. I don't think you can convincingly just pick, Garner's going to win, because Garner hasn't really fought anyone, right? He's just looked good, but he hasn't really fought anyone. Liam Dillon has.
Cool. I do want to talk about other things in boxing before I do let you go. First of all, I want your thoughts on, because you sort of talk about Inoue a lot, and his name's you mentioned. So there's a debate online right now about pound for pound top three, and a lot of people are saying, listen, Usyk should be in there, Inoue should be there, Crawford, whatever. Add your little bit to that debate. How do you see the top three right now? Especially Canelo beat Munguiro as well, so he comes off another win as well.
Here's one that'll annoy everyone. If Tyson Fury beats Oleksandr Usyk, he's pound for pound number one. How about it? Because look, people talk about Usyk. If Usyk beats Fury, people will probably put Usyk as pound for pound number one because he's done that at cruiserweight, he's done that at heavyweight. Tyson Fury hasn't got the opportunity to drop down to cruiserweight or below that to win any belts. Like, he'd have to chop off probably both of his legs. So he can't do that. So why not? If pound for pound means you are the best fighter in the world, then you'd have to give it to Tyson Fury if he beats Usyk, in my opinion. Right now, I think you've got probably Crawford up there. Inoue, yeah, but big question mark about what if he could do it against Liam Davis in Telford. That question remains, Oon. Why are you laughing? Liam Davis, there is no blueprint on how to beat him. He's the unbeaten IBO champion, my friend. But yeah, look, you'd have Crawford, you'd have Inoue, and then probably Usyk right now.
Talking about Inoue, there's talks about him fighting in London in September possibly.
Still seems to be ducking Telford though. Like, I'm hearing this London stuff. Still doesn't want to get on the M6. It sounds like.
It looks like whilst we joke about it, that fight potentially could happen. Just talk to me about potentially that fight happening in the UK.
I mean, look, it's great. I don't know what their plans are. I haven't seen anything official. I've only seen like the stuff that's been out there, rumoured, reported. Obviously, Inoue is one of the best fighters in the world. He's a rock star in Japan, and it would be great to have him in the UK. Of course it would. And if Liam Davis is in the opposite corner, then it could be a very short night for Naoya Inoue.
Before I do let you go on, I know I want to see out in Saudi quite a bit, so we are going to talk in Saudi closer to fight week, but I do need to get your thoughts on a week and 2 days away from the big one, the undisputed Oleksandr Usyk Tyson Fury. Talk to me about this one, man. I know sort of being part of Queensberry, you might side with Tyson, but you've also got a relationship with the Usyk side. So just talk to me about how you see the lead up to this fight. Let's not talk about the fight. We can talk about the fight next week, but the lead up to this fight playing out.
Look, Oon, one thing I've learned is I can't just be coming out here saying the other guy's going to get filled in by the Queensberry guy. I can't be saying that. So I'm looking forward to the fight. I saw the picture go up this morning of Tyson Fury. Have you seen that? The shape that he's in? Okay. So it's a new one. And it's not like one of those where you can be like, that's from 2 years ago. Look, we've seen that. It's a new picture. And it looks like there's a few pictures as well if you look at his story. He looks in great shape. Hints of abs. I saw Michael Benson did a little comparison compared to the shape he was in against Ngannou. And you can see he is training very, very hard, or he has trained. It will just be, won't be much left to do now, but he's put it in. He's really put it in this camp, and Big John Fury's been in there. Big John Fury won't let him skip a run, skip a burpee, or anything like that. If he starts skipping burpees, John Fury will clobber him. There's no way around it. So I'm sure adding Big John's militant kind of style to it, alongside the pizzazz of Sugar Hill, it feels like they're in a great place, and it feels like they have got this racehorse in there, this stallion ready. Push him out into war. Can't wait.
I don't know what I was watching, but I think Gareth A. Davies was saying, listen, it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw, and then we're going to see the big one in October. But I do want to talk about I think Tony Bellew was saying that maybe Tyson struggles with smaller fighters, and I know everybody's small to Tyson, but I think he means significantly smaller. Have you seen that before? Have you ever seen that?
What I'd ask is, what smaller fighters have beaten him? Can you name any? I can't.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Look, he's struggled with smaller fighters. He's beaten every man that has been in the ring with him. So I understand the flavour of what Bellew is saying. But you could also say no one's made Tyson Fury struggle more than Deontay Wilder. He's not a small fighter, is he? So I don't know. I think if Usyk's clearly very, very good and can cause Tyson Fury all sorts of problems in there, but Tyson Fury on his A game should be able to deal with all of those problems. And ultimately, he will be 6 inches taller and could weigh 50 pounds more. and he's good. So that's the thing, and he won't try and fiddle or outbox. He'll be happy to use that size. I think that's a real factor in there. Usyk's faced bigger guys who haven't necessarily used their size on him, whereas Tyson has shown that he's happy to do so. Deontay Wilder, notably in the third fight, was absolutely exhausted by about like sort of round 5, and it was his heart that kept him in there for so long. So Tyson, I'm sure, will lean on him and make it horrible and awkward. But Usyk's really good, and he could keep away from him. So it's a great fight. I can't wait.
It is a great fight. I think Usyk's like a generational talent. I think Tyson's probably one of the best to lace her up in recent times. So it's got it's catalyst for probably one of the biggest fights that we're going to see in the last couple of years. But Dev, I shall see you hopefully out when the sun's out in Riyadh. We'll talk more. We'll hopefully get you a tan on. You're going to be a busy man. I know you're always busy, but you always got time for me, so I appreciate your time as always.
Mate. Of course, always got time for you. I've heard it's like 40 degrees out there. So bring your sunnies.
Top man, Dev Sahni. Appreciate your time as always.